Welcome back to your Numbers Live Sports Network, one-stop shop for everything sports here. I'm back with your usual panel of experts. Today, we're going to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies. We're going to preview your Memphis Grizzlies. Just a feisty young team last year. They, in my opinion, overachieved last year, going up against the Warriors in the playoffs and took a tough loss with their star player going down. But the Memphis Grizzlies are going to see what they're all about going into the new season. So what do we have right now? I mean, Justin, what I forgot his name. Triple J, what's his name?
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Jared Jackson Jr. Is still injured. I think he's out until November-ish.
I'll be gone to November. I'll be
He was
gone.
he was actually the blocks leader in total blocks last season. I thought it'd be the other guy from Indiana, but it was actually him. And their defense was stifling last year as well. Just a talented young team, pretty much top to bottom. They got shooters, they got Ja Morant, they got defense, they got veterans. So what are we thinking about this season? So real quick, they did end the season 56 and 26, second in the West to only the Phoenix Suns. I think that was good enough for second in the whole NBA. So yeah, what's going on with Memphis coming into this season? Did they get better? Did they get worse? What's going on?
They not gonna be second.
They should still be a top team in the West, though. I mean, they're a year older. They still got the talent, and they still got number 12, as their point guard. So, hey, let him say it. They would have won if he didn't go down last year against the Golden State, which none of us believe. But
Right.
they are for sure a top five, top four team in the West.
So I think they dropped because everyone else got better, and they probably took a small step back, losing DeAnthony Melton and getting a low key unsung hero for that team was Kyle Anderson.
For sure.
So I think that I mean, you look at teams like Dallas who got better. You look at teams like Golden State got better just because of health. I feel like the Lakers are going to be a better team this year. The Clippers got healthy. Denver got healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I just feel like those teams are better than them. I think them and the Suns take a step back, and I see them finish in four,
Yeah.
five, six, somewhere in there.
I say Phil. So one thing about their moves, their off-season moves, they didn't get anyone in free agency, but they did get Danny Green in that DeAnthony Melton trade. Everybody on Twitter was like, I didn't know they got Danny Green. It was kind of a low-key move. A lot of people don't really see Danny playing that much.
He's injured as well at the moment, though, correct?
Right, yeah, he is injured too. What was his injury? Was it serious? You remember?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really recall.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, he is injured though. I know he's injured. But I don't really see him playing too many minutes. I mean, coming off the bench probably, on this team. So, just a veteran presence.
Without Kyle Anderson, and losing DeAnthony Melton on top of having their rim protector gone, I think they give up a lot of points. Steven Jackson Steven Adams isn't a rim protector at all. His main job is to rebound the ball and get the fast break started. As you mentioned earlier, which is why I had the stat up, Jaren Jackson, he outblocked the next closest defender by over 40 blocks, total for the season.
Yeah,
there were games, with just us playing fantasy basketball where we can look up and he's had anywhere between 4 to 6 blocks in a night.
he was going crazy.
And that's huge for them, especially truthfully with Jaren Jackson only being about 6'9".
Really?
I think with him out, yeah. I think with him out the first month, possibly month and a half, and then of course, with him being as young, and as he is and being a part of the future, they're definitely going to bring him back slowly. It's not like he's going to be thrown right back into the fire real heavy. I think they give up a lot of points in the paint. For the same reasons that Jawan mentioned, I do think everyone around them got better. and they did not, aside from them being a year older. I see this team being 4 to 5. Truthfully, 5 to 6, realistically. And that's barring any injuries from, any of the higher 4 seeds that got better due to health in the West.
Danny Green now with a torn ACL and LCL, so his season's over.
Yeah,
since that happened in the playoffs.
No defense for him either. Or from him either. So
yeah, it's done. He's done.
I know that DeAndre Melton and Slow-Mo left, but I expect people like Tyus Jones to step up. I expect, Kenny Chandler to get some in there. I expect Zaire Williams to step up a year later. He was coming out of high school. He was pretty much the number one guy, and he got a lot of minutes his rookie year. And, seeing his game in the preseason or in the summer, him working, I'm very impressed. And I'm just expecting those younger guys to elevate their games more than not to keep the Grizzlies afloat as a top 4, top 5 seed in the West.
Players like Tyus Jones, though, like, in order for him to really elevate his game, or in order for you to see it, unfortunately, you have to have something drastic happen, like last year with the injury to Ja Morant. That's really when we got to see Tyus Jones play a lot of minutes. He was great as far as defense and assists. Average 3-point shooter as well when left open. But I think as long as you have a healthy Ja Morant, you're gonna get the minimum out of a player like Tyus Jones. And I'm a Tyus Jones fan. I just don't think, with the healthy Bane and a healthy Morant, he just doesn't get the opportunity.
One of the best backup point guards in the league, I feel. He's very consistent, especially when we saw that when he was starting. Players like Brandon Clark, like you said, is gonna have to step up with Jaren Jackson out. I think a player that's gonna be sneaky good for them is gonna be John Conchar. He was solid last year for them. I was watching some games. He was doing some things. So, but yeah, with all the injuries,
you just be saying shit, man.
No,
you literally just
I was
be
watching the games.
Yeah, me too.
John Conchar was pretty solid.
I think it's still pretty limited, but I mean, okay, Conchar. Shout out to Conchar. I'm not a hater though.
He's gonna be a sleeper on this team. He gonna be like Buddy on the Lakers, the white boy on the Lakers. Watch.
Who? Austin Reeves?
Yeah, he gonna be like they Austin Reeves, but better.
You just be saying everything.
Watching Buddy,
So when I guess here's my question: when is he going to play?
Off the bench, he'll get minutes.
Who minutes he gonna take though? Not Zaire Williams coming out of the bench. Not who else they got on here?
Not Brandon Clark. Not Xavier Tillman.
Well, let me see. John Conchar. He's a guard though. Guard/forward though. So he's gonna,
Not Desmond Bain.
Dylan Brooks.
Not Dylan Brooks.
Gonna get some minutes though. David Rodney.
Dylan Brooks will go, 2 for 15 every now and then.
And still go play every minute the next game.
Okay.
I think David Rodney's gonna take some of his minutes though, Chuck.
I can see that. We'll see.
Tweet, you don't know who David Roddy is, man. It's cool. He ain't never played in the NBA before.
I was about to ask you. So
I could see that.
He got some
let me know about these draft picks. So Jake LaRavia, David Roddy, and Kenny Chandler and Vince Williams Jr. They drafted 4. Did they have a lot of picks? They drafted 4 players.
I think within that, in the trade with the 76ers, I think they got something back. And there was another trade that they got. It was like a throwaway trade for them a while ago that they got picks back.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a little tough for these young guys right here. So
I also feel like they're not gonna catch nobody by surprise this year.
Right. Exactly. And Ja Morant, I think he be trying to do too much sometimes.
What you mean?
Like Iverson and D Wade, he always on the floor. I know he goes 100 miles an hour and he want to dunk on everybody and all that, but sometimes you got to just pick your battles, calm down a little bit. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
have that new Derrick Rose mentality.
Right. I don't want, he gets nagging injury. He had that injury in preseason like a couple weeks ago. Like, I need just calm down a little bit, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I'm good.
that's pretty much the only thing that's going to stop him from being a Hall of Famer is injuries.
You got your whole
He's super athletic. He got a motor and trying to dunk everything, punch everything in, man.
You think so obviously last year Ja Morant was like top 5 in MVP vote. I don't know if it was technically the voting, but he was up there. Towards the end of the season. Do we think he's gonna have a similar season? Was that his ceiling, or is he gonna be better this year or worse or what?
If they're a top 4 team, that means that Ja Morant is balling out his mind. And if that's the case, then I can see him as a top 5 MVP candidate. Do I see him winning MVP? No, but if they fall in the top 4, top 5 seed, I can see it for sure. He got that talent, MVP talent. Like,
Okay.
I think this is going to be the season where Ja Morant will have to shoot more jump shots than he's accustomed to. I think by now, the league will, like, when you're a point guard and can lead the league in points in the paint, you know what I'm saying? If teams aren't catching on, then something's wrong. So I think that this will be the year that, they'll have people sag off a bit more unless he just gets hot. I won't go as far as to say, build a wall like if you were sticking to Giannis. But at the same time, depending on who's on the floor, you may see a bit more help from other wing defenders off of him. But I think this will be the season that he shoots more jump shots. And if he's shooting in the low 40, high 30th percentile, there'll be a 5 or 6 seed at best.
Let me ask y'all this: if you're defending Ja Morant, and there's a pick and roll, are you still going under
Yes.
the pick?
Yes.
You have to. Yeah. His shot has gotten better. I think his shot is sneaky, and people underrate his jumper. Like there was games last year he's made 4 and 5 3-pointers, and I think hopefully he was in the gym shooting more jumpers this off season. So I will definitely be watching his jumper.
Just at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Knowing your personnel or knowing your opponent, like I said, to lead the league in points in the paint, why try to fight over the top when he has the speed to beat you and 9 times out of 10 beat the slower big man who's trying to hedge that pick and roll. So I would definitely go under and try to make him shoot
every single time.
It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. It's gonna be basically the Ja Morant show.
And I think with players like Ja Morant, as young as he is, and how he's accustomed to getting to the basket, I think if you play it enough like that to where he has to shoot, he gets frustrated. And then he'll start to force some things. And things will start to work out in your favor if you're the opposing team.
Right. And then given all of that, having that being said, players like Desmond Bane, it's gonna be more pressure on them to produce to make it easier on Ja. So that's another thing we gotta watch out for as well in Memphis. So well, like I said, Memphis second in the West last year. Don't see that happening this year, but we'll see. We'll see what Ja Morant has, and Bane and Dylan Brooks and all them guys. So I think that's pretty much it for the Memphis Grizzlies for the grindhouse, so to speak. Is it still the grindhouse? Is it still?
I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. They're the Gorillas.
The Glorilla. Shout out Glorilla. She's the sound of the Grizzlies. FNF. But yeah. So all right.
I could definitely see her opening up the season.
She is cool.
You know what I'm saying? Introducing the Grizzlies.
Hey, she their theme song.
Yeah, she is their theme song. She's literally their theme song. They already had like a hype video with her. Hey, sidebar though, Memphis, I haven't been to a game, but like their arena,
I was just thinking that like we could get to a Memphis game for
bruh,
sure.
they
That's like
arena
5 hours.
DJ is crazy. Like they be playing the 3-6 and the Dolphin. Like, oh my god, I think them and
They Atlanta.
bro,
Yeah.
exactly. Like they DJ goes crazy. So
A lot
I
of
gotta
niggas.
make it to a game. So we'll see. We'll see if I can make it to a game this year. So all right, that's it for the Memphis Grizzlies team preview. Appreciate you tuning in to Numbers Live Sportsnet. Tune in next time. Peace.
That's it. Bye. Just say bye.
Hasta luego.
Bye. Bye.